the runner, stopping the bad guy. I was a couple weeks ago. I was heading out to wrestling practice at Fremont, and I was driving my truck. And of course, I'm an old man. I'm 59 years old. I can't do much physically, but I was driving down past 7-Eleven on 2600 and Washington Boulevard, right there where the 7-Eleven was. And as I drove past, I saw Officer Child. I think it was Officer Child. He was fighting with a guy. Guys looked like he was about 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". He was a pretty big guy. He looked kind of like a druggy dude or something like that, but looked kind of rough. And they were fighting, and I barely got there. I saw his car parked there, and as I went around, as I drove past his car, I looked over because I could see there was something going on there, and I could see this guy was just finishing fighting in a struggle with the policeman. So he started running, and I stomped on my brakes, trying to have him bump into my car, but he just ran around me and ran across to the bank, and the officer ran after him, and he ran down Washington Boulevard. Well, I'm thinking that sucker's not going to hurt that police officer without me trying to help the police officer. So there's two lanes of traffic. The one on the left was a turning left lane, and it was blocked with 2 or 3 cars. Then there was a car on the right with or a lane on the right where I was in, and there was 1 or 2 cars right there. So I'm like, oh, I got to keep up with that guy. I got to find out where he goes because he's not going to get away with beating up this cop and escaping from this cop with me just sitting here watch what's going on. So I took a hard right there. What I did is I drove up on this grass right there by 7-Eleven, and here I am. I'm in the wrong place at the right time again, right? And I just can't stand it when things like this happen, and I want to get involved and help out as much as I can. So I drive up. I just like I can't wait for the light. This guy's going to get away. So I drove up on the sidewalk and onto the grass, drove around, took a quick U-turn. I took a turn up Washington. Then I took a hard U-turn right there. Then I took another U-turn out, or another right-hand turn out west towards Plain City. And then I had to take a hard, quick U-turn because the traffic lights weren't working in my favor. I had to break 97 laws to help catch this criminal, right? So anyway. As I turned right there, I turned and I turned back down Washington Boulevard. Now I'm driving down, and the cop's still walking or running down after this guy. I can see this guy's running over by America First, and this is all happening real quick. I'm hauling butt to get there, and I see him run in front of America First and behind Walgreens. And as I go, I look and I see him go behind Walgreens, and I'm kind of right behind him, and the cop's behind me. But then I see a police officer behind me with his lights on, and so I turn on my flasher lights so I can get his attention, and I drive, and I take a right-hand turn, and I'm driving down towards the fire station by the swimming pool in North Ogden, right there by Three Fountains. As I'm driving, I slow down because I know this guy's going to run. He's going to keep running towards those condos, and as I see him go behind Walgreens, and then he kind of peers out from behind Walgreens, and then he just bolts. He just starts running across. He's going to run across the road, across the parking lot, across the road, jump the fence, and then he's gone. And I'm thinking, bull crap, you are. So as he's running, I keep driving, and I got my emergencies on, and I'm just going real slow. And as he speeds up, I speed up really fast. And as he speeds up, he's thinking, oh crap, he's going to try to beat me. He's going to try to run in front of me because I'm speeding up real fast. He's trying to get in front of me. But he knows if he goes any faster, he's going to get in front of me. I'm going to run him over, which I'm not going to do, of course. But anyway, and I know what's going to happen. So as he's running as fast as he can, he slows up a little bit. I slam on my brakes. And as soon as I slam on my brakes, bam, up against my truck he hits. And he rolls off there, and he runs over to the fence, and he's jumping up on the fence, and he's climbing up on the fence, and he's really tired by now. He's having a hard time, but he gets up on top of the fence, and I'm going to turn into the next condominium complex. But I look behind me, and that cop that was following me in the car, he jumped out of his car, reaches over, grabs that guy, pulls his butt down off of the fence, and handcuffs him. And the other guy finally gets there to handcuff him. Anyway, I drove past. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. So the cops didn't even know that I helped him, but I blocked that guy. I gave him just that split second edge to where the cop was able to just before I went over the fence to grab that guy by the leg and yank him back down and cuff him. But it was fun. I don't like seeing cops get hurt or beat up, and I always try to teach my kids to be respectful of law enforcement. Whether you're in the wrong or right, it doesn't matter. You be respectful of law enforcement, and you take care of them because they take care of us when we need it. So anyway, there I was again in the wrong place at the right time, but I was glad I was there. I was glad to help, and they don't even know that I did what I did, but it was kind of fun. It was kind of interesting.